Hello students, Jinanisha welcomes you all on behalf of Saraswat International Academy. Today we will begin with the new chapter Microbes in Human Welfare. It is the chapter number 10. So let us begin with the chapter. Now students, basically when we think about microorganisms, we think that most probably they will be harmful to the living organisms. They will cause diseases, they may harm the living organisms. But students, it is not like that. There are many microbes which are very useful to human beings. So, in present chapter, we will be studying that which microbes and how are the microbes useful to the human beings. So, first of all, let us begin with the introductory part of the chapter. Besides macroscopic plants and animals, microbes are the major components of the biological systems on this earth. So basically, biology is the study of living organisms. When we talk about living organism, basically plants and animals comes in our mind. But when we talk about the biological system, it is not only the plants and animals, but it is also the microbes which are the very important components of the biological components of this earth. Microbes are present everywhere, in soil, in water, in air, inside our bodies and that of other animals and plants also. So they are omnipresent. The microbes, they are present everywhere. They are present even at the sites where no other life form could possibly exist. So not only in soil, air, water, in the bodies of the other animals and plants, but they are also present at the places where other living organisms are not found. Like they are found deep inside the geysers. Geysers are basically thermal vents which are an opening in the earth, especially on the ocean floor, that emits hot water and dissolved minerals, where the temperature may be as high as 100 degrees Celsius. So basically they are found in the regions where temperature exceeds 100 degrees Celsius. They are also present deep in the soil. They are also present under the layers of the snow several meters thick and in highly acidic environments too. So basically it is not like that they are present in the soil, water, air, etc. But they are also present in the places where other life forms does not exist. Now, microbes are diverse like protozoa, bacteria, fungi and microscopic animals and plant viruses, viroids and also prions which are proteinaceous infectious agents. So, there are different forms of the microbes: protozoans, bacteria, fungi, viruses, viroids and prions. These all are the different types of the microbes, and this you have studied in detail in 11th standard. Microbes like bacteria and fungi can be grown on a nutritive media to form colonies that can be seen with the naked eyes. See, microorganisms are the organisms which cannot be seen with the naked eyes. Bacteria and fungi, when grown in a nutritive medium, bacteria and fungi, they can be grown on the nutritive medium in the laboratory, and on the nutritive medium they form the colonies. So basically colonies consist millions and trillions of microbes, but these colonies can be seen with the naked eyes. Colonies के अंदर जो microbe होंगे हम देख नहीं पाएंगे, लेकिन that colonies indicates that yes, the microbes have grown there. Such cultures are useful in studies on microorganisms. Microbes cause large number of diseases in human beings. They also cause diseases in plants and animals. But this should not make you think that all microbes are harmful. Several microbes are useful to man in diverse ways. So basically when we think about microbes, normally we think that they are harmful to the living organism because they are responsible for causing the diseases in human beings. But it should not be always thought that all the microbes are harmful. There are several microbes which are useful to us in different ways. Some of the most important contributions of the microbes to human welfare is modern biotechnology and genetic engineering. So see students, these are the various microbes. These are this first, second and third. Basically they are the bacteria. Then these are the diagrams of the viruses, and these are the growth. Basically this is a fungal colony grown on a nutritive medium, and these are the bacterial colonies which are grown on the nutritive medium. These three diagrams are of viruses. The first diagram is a bacteriophage. This is a adenovirus which cause the respiratory diseases, and this is a tobacco mosaic virus. Okay. This is a bacteria which are rod shaped bacteria. These are the spherical or cocci shaped bacteria, and this is a rod shaped bacteria which is magnified 50,000 times more. So these are the various microbes. Now we will study the usefulness of the microbes, how the microbes are useful to living organism, to human beings. So first of all, how are microbes useful in the household products? Many household products are the result of the microbial activity. So we will see how the microbes are useful in household products. We use microbes or products derived from them every day. Some of the products are as follows, like curd, dough, cheese and traditional drinks like toddy. So these are some of the products which are the results of the microbial activity. We will see how. So first of all, the curd. How curd is an product of a microbial activity. So a common example is the production of the curd from milk. Microorganisms such as lactobacillus and other commonly called lactic acid bacteria, they grow in milk and convert it to curd. So basically we know that curd is formed from the milk. So how the curd is formed from the milk? So in the milk there is a growth of the bacteria called as lactobacillus, and there are other bacteria, group of bacteria called as lactic acid bacteria. This bacteria, when grown in the milk, when they develop in the milk, they convert the milk into the curd. During the growth, the lactic acid bacteria produces the acids that coagulate and partially digest the milk proteins. So क्या होता है, lactic acid bacteria they produce the acids. Basically lactic acid का production करते हैं. These acids they coagulate and partially digest the proteins which are present in the milk. And जैसे ही proteins का digestion होगा, curdling होगा, and milk gets converted into the curd. A small amount of curd is added to the fresh milk as the inoculum or started contains the millions of lactic acid bacteria which at suitable temperatures multiply, converting the milk to curd, which also improve its nutritional quality by increasing the vitamin B12. Now all of you might have seen how the curd is prepared. आपके घर पे आपने देखा होगा कि in the milk we add a small quantity, little amount of the already prepared curd. वो कर्ड में millions of lactic acid bacteria होते हैं. So when a little amount of the milk curd is added to the fresh milk, so that curd contains millions of lactic acid bacteria. Now this lactic acid bacteria at a suitable temperature convert the milk into the curd. Not only that, it also improves the nutritional quality by increasing the amount of vitamin B12. In our stomach too, lactic acid bacteria play a beneficial role in checking the disease causing microbes. Now it not only improves the nutritional value, but it also plays a very important role in our stomach by checking the growth of the disease causing microbes. It does not allow some of the disease causing microbes to grow in our stomach. So lactic acid bacteria are very useful. They convert milk into curd. They improve the nutritional quality by increasing the amount of vitamin B12, and in stomach they play the very important role in checking the growth of the disease causing microbes. So, curd is an household product which is a result of the microbial activity. Which microbe here is important? It is Lactobacillus bacteria and a group of the bacteria called as the lactic acid bacteria. Now, the next important product, household product, is dough. The dough which is used for making food such as dosa and idli is also fermented by bacteria. Now, we all are fond of the dosas and idlis. Now, the dough which is used for preparation of dosa and idli is also a result of the microbial activity. The dough is a fermented dough. आपने देखा होगा इडली एंड डोसा का बैटर, इट इज़ अ फर्मेंटेड बैटर, राइट. आप जब उसको फर्मेंट करने के लिए रखते हो, इट रेजेस, राइट. So, it is basically due to the bacterial activity. The puffed up appearance of the dough is due to the production of CO2 gas. हम देखते हैं कि जब भी इडली और डोसा का बैटर होता है, and when it is allowed to ferment, it puffs up or it risens. It is the reason for the puffed up appearance or risened appearance of the idli dosa batter is due to the production of CO2 gas. Now, why the CO2 gas is produced or how that CO2 gas is produced? So, there is a metabolic pathway which is responsible for the production of the CO2, and that metabolic pathway is anaerobic fermentation. In 11th standard, we have studied the anaerobic respiration, right? So, that is anaerobic fermentation. Now, these microbes are inoculated artificially or present in the air naturally. Normally, हम जब घर पे इडली एंड डोसा का बैटर बनाते हैं, so naturally these microbes are present naturally into the atmosphere. So, from atmosphere they enter into the batter. There they will produce the CO2 gas and ferment the batter. The dough which is used for making bread is fermented using baker's yeast, which is called as the Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Now, we all are fond of bread. So, bread बनाने के लिए भी जो dough का use होता है, it is a fermented dough. But यहाँ पे fermentation के लिए instead of bacteria, yeast is used. Yeast is a fungi. So, the yeast which is used to prepare the bread is called as the baker's yeast, and its scientific name is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. So, that is regarding the dough. The next household products are the traditional drinks and the foods. A large number of traditional drinks and foods are also made by fermentation by the microbes. Fermentation is the process of respiration occurring in the absence of oxygen. Toddy, a traditional drink of some parts of the southern India, is made by fermenting the sap from the palms. So basically palm trees का जो sap होता है, sap is the solution. उसके अंदर लीफ के अंदर का जो solution होता है, sap is a solution. So वो palm के sap को जब ferment करते हैं, then there is a production of the traditional drink called as the toddy. Toddy is commonly in our language it is called as toddy. Microbes are also used to ferment fish, soybean and bamboo shoots to make the foods. So, toddy or toddy is a traditional drink which is produced by fermentation of the sap from the palms, and microbes are also used to prepare the food by fermentation of fish, soybean and bamboo shoots. Next household product is the cheese. We all are fond of cheese, and students, whatever cheese we eat is the result of the microbial activity. Cheese is one of the oldest food items in which microbes are used. Different varieties of the cheese are known by their characteristic texture, flavor and taste. The specificity coming from the microbes used. Now there are varieties of cheese. आप सबने different types की cheese देखी होगी. The cheese, processed cheese you might have seen. You might have seen the cheese which is used for making pizza. Then there are different types of the Swiss cheese. So there are varieties of cheese, and each cheese is known by its texture, flavor and taste. Now, what is the reason behind the different texture, different flavors and different taste of this cheese? So, the reason is these all cheese are formed from the different types of the microbes. Different microbes की activity की वजह से varieties of the cheese are formed. For example, a large holes in the Swiss cheese are due to the production of large amount of the CO2 by a bacterium called Propionibacterium shermani. So Swiss cheese बहुत सारे लोगों ने देखी होगी that Swiss cheese contains large holes. These large holes are due to the production of large amount of CO2 gas. And ये CO2 gas का formation कौन करता है? A bacteria called as a Propionibacterium shermani. Then there is another cheese called as Roquefort cheese, and this Roquefort cheese is prepared by the or basically are ripened by growing a specific fungi called as the Penicillium roqueforti, which gives them a particular flavor. So Roquefort cheese, it is basically produced by the activity of a fungi called as the Penicillium roqueforti. So we have different varieties of cheese, and these different varieties of cheese are due to the different kinds of microbes which are used in production of that cheese. So that was regarding how the microbes are useful in the household products. Now we will see how the microbes are useful in the industrial products. Large varieties of the industrial products are the result of the microbial activity. So students, even in industry, microbes are used to synthesize number of products which are valuable to human beings. Beverages and antibiotics are some example. Beverages, then antibiotics, the medicines which is used to treat the diseases. These all are the products of the microbial activity. Production on a large scale requires growing microbes in very large vessels called as fermenters. Okay. इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोडक्शन है तो लार्ज स्केल प्रोडक्शन होना चाहिए. लार्ज स्केल प्रोडक्शन है यानी these microbes, they are grown in the large vessels, and these large vessels in which the microbes are grown, that are called as the fermenters. Now, which are the various industrial products which are the result of the microbial activity? So, first of all, the fermented beverages are also called as the alcoholic beverages. Microbes, especially yeasts, have been used from times immemorial for the production of beverages like wine, beer, whiskey, brandy or rum. So, all the alcoholic beverages basically are the results of the microbial activity of yeast. Normally, the yeast is used in the production of the beverages. So, yeast which is used in, हमने yeast का एक useful क्या देखा? It is used to prepare the bread, bakery item. So, उसको baker's yeast बोलते थे. Which was the baker's yeast? Saccharomyces cerevisiae. That same yeast is also used in the production of the beverages like wine, beer, whiskey, brandy and rum. So, as that yeast is also used in the preparation of the beverages, that Saccharomyces cerevisiae is also known as the brewer's yeast. As the Saccharomyces cerevisiae yeast is used in the preparation of the beverages, that yeast is also known as the brewer's yeast. So, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, it is also known as baker's yeast as well as it is also known as the brewer's yeast. For this purpose, the same yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is used for bread making and commonly called as brewer's yeast, is used for fermenting the malted cereals. So basically Saccharomyces cerevisiae is also called as the brewer's yeast, and this Saccharomyces cerevisiae, it is used for fermenting the malted cereals. So what are malted cereals? So they are the grains which are softened by steeping in water, which are allowed to germinate and used especially in brewing and distilling, and fruit juices to produce the ethanol. So Saccharomyces cerevisiae, it works on the fermented malted cereals and fruit juices, and finally results in the production of an alcohol called as an ethanol. The ethanol is used to produce due to fermentation reaction. कौन से रीज़न की वजह से इथेनॉल का प्रोडक्शन हुआ है? So basically it is due to the fermentation. Depending on the type of the raw material used for fermentation and the type of processing, that is with or without distillation, different types of alcoholic drinks are obtained. We know that there are varieties of alcoholic drinks like wine, beer, brandy, whiskey, rum, etc. So basically these varieties of the alcoholic drinks are due to the different types of the raw material used and different types of process involved. Either the process will involve distillation or it may not involve the distillation. So wine and beer, they are produced without distillation, whereas whiskey, brandy and rum, they are produced by the distillation of the fermented broth. So there are varieties of the alcoholic drink. The reason behind them is the raw material which is used is different and the process used is also different. So this is how the microbes are used in the preparation of alcoholic beverages. See students, here you can see the fermenters. These fermenters are the large vessels where microbes are grown in large quantity for the production of large scale amount of the industrial products. And this is a fermentation plant. Here you can see this is a complete fermentation plant. Now, next industrial use of the microbe is in the production of antibiotics. Now, we know that antibiotics is one of the major discovery in the medical science. Antibiotics is basically useful in treatment of varieties of the diseases. So, antibiotics which are produced by microbes are regarded as one of the most significant discovery of the 20th century and have greatly contributed towards the welfare of the human society. Anti is a Greek word which means against and bio means life. So together they means against life. Anti, against, bio means life, against life. So basically students, very important here is in context of disease causing microbes. So basically they are against the life in context of the disease causing microbes. Against life यानी सबके against नहीं है, वो किसके against है? They are against those microbes which are responsible for causing the diseases. Whereas with reference to human beings, they are pro-life and not against. So antibiotics are against life for the disease causing microbes, and for human beings they are pro-life. It means they are not against life. What does it mean? They are referred to as pro-life in case of human, as by killing the infectious microbes they cure the human body of the infection, making it healthy again. So माइक्रोब्स के लिए, जो माइक्रोब्स डिजीज करते हैं उनके लिए इट इज़ अगेंस्ट लाइफ, बट ह्यूमन बींग्स के लिए दे एक्ट एज द प्रो लाइफ. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय प्रो लाइफ? इट मीन्स दे किल द इन्फेक्शियस organisms by curing a human body from the infection and making it healthy again. So for disease causing microbes it is against life, and for human beings it is pro life. Antibiotics are chemical substances which are produced by some microbes and can kill or retard the growth of the other disease causing microbes. So what are antibiotics? They are the chemicals which are produced by one type of microbe and they cause the death or they retard the growth of the other disease causing microbes. Say for example, एक एंटीबायोटिक फंजाई में से निकलती है. So फंजाई it produces a chemical called as antibiotic. अभी ये केमिकल क्या करेगा, ये एंटीबायोटिक क्या करेगा, दूसरे डिजीज कॉजिंग माइक्रोब, से फॉर एग्जांपल बैक्टीरिया है जो डिजीज करते हैं, सो वो बैक्टीरिया को आइदर दे विल किल और दे विल इनहिबिट द ग्रोथ ऑफ द बैक्टीरिया. Penicillin was the first antibiotic to be discovered and it was a chance discovery. The first antibiotic was the penicillin. और ऐसा नहीं है कि वो penicillin का सर्च करने गए थे. It was an accidental discovery. Alexander Fleming, while working on Staphylococci bacteria, once observed a mold growing in one of these unwashed culture plates around which the Staphylococci could not grow. Okay, how this penicillin was discovered? So, Alexander Fleming was working on a bacteria called as Staphylococci. So, while working on Staphylococci, he found that in one of the unwashed culture plate, एक प्लेट उसकी थी कल्चर न्यूट्रिटिव मीडियम पे, वो अनवॉश था, तो वो प्लेट पे उसने किसका ग्रोथ देखा, मोल्ड. मोल्ड इज अ फंजाई. So he found the growth of the mold and on that plate there was no growth of the Staphylococci bacteria. अगर वो कल्चर प्लेट अनवॉश्ड थी तो बैक्टीरिया को ग्रो तो होना ही था, but he found that there was no growth of the Staphylococci bacteria, but instead of it there was a growth of a mold. Okay, so he found that it was due to the chemical produced by the mold and he named it penicillin after the mold Penicillium notatum. Okay, बाद में उसने क्या देखा कि why the Staphylococci bacteria didn't grow. So he found that there was a chemical which was released by the mold. So वो chemical जो mold ने release किया है, that chemical did not allow the Staphylococci bacteria to grow. And he named that chemical as penicillin because the mold which was grown there was Penicillium notatum. Okay. However, its full potential as an effective antibiotic was established much later by Ernst Chain and Howard Florey. Okay. फ्लेमिंग ने तो ये बोल दिया कि ये पर्टिकुलर केमिकल की ग्रोथ की वजह से स्टेफाइलोकोकाई बैक्टीरिया ग्रो नहीं हुआ, बट येस पेनिसिलियम कैन बी यूज्ड एज द एंटीबायोटिक. ये पेनिसिलिन कुड बी यूज्ड एज अ एंटीबायोटिक, ये किसने डिस्कवर किया कि अर्न्स्ट चेन एंड हॉवर्ड फ्लोरे. So this antibiotic was extensively used to treat the American soldiers which were wounded in World War II. Fleming, Chain and Florey were awarded the Nobel Prize in 1945 for this discovery. After penicillin, other antibiotics were also purified from other microbes. Antibiotics have improved our capacity to treat the deadly diseases like plague, whooping cough commonly called as kali khasi, diphtheria commonly called as galgotu, and leprosy which is also called as the kusht rog, which used to kill millions all over the globe. So antibiotic discovery की वजह से our capacity to treat the deadly diseases have increased. We could treat the deadly diseases due to the antibiotics. Initially ये जो examples दी है, plague है, whooping cough है, diphtheria है, leprosy है, initially when the antibiotics discover नहीं हुए थे, so at that time these all diseases were proved to be deadly. Millions of people died due to these diseases, but due to the discovery of the antibiotics we could treat these deadly diseases. Today we cannot imagine a world without antibiotics. See students, these are some of the antibiotics and the source. Penicillin obtained from Penicillium notatum, streptomyces obtained from Streptomyces griseus, erythromycin obtained from Erythromyces griseus, fumagillin obtained from Aspergillus fumigatus, bacitracin obtained from Bacillus licheniformis, and tetracyclines are obtained from Streptomyces aureofaciens. So these are some of the antibiotics with their source. Now, next industrial products are chemicals, enzymes and other bioactive molecules. Microbes are used for commercial and industrial production of certain chemicals like organic acids, alcohols and enzymes. So, many organic acids, alcohol and enzymes, they are produced or they are the result of microbial activity. Organic acids, they are obtained by fermentation of the activities of bacteria and fungi. So, bacteria and fungi upon fermentation produces different kinds of organic acids. Some examples of organic acid producers are Aspergillus niger, which is a fungus, it produces citric acid. Acetobacter aceti, which is a bacterium, it produces acetic acid or vinegar. Clostridium butylicum, which is a bacterium, produces a butyric acid, and Lactobacillus, a bacterium, again it produces a lactic acid. So, these are some of the organic acids along with their microbes. Say for example, citric acid is due to the Aspergillus niger, acetic acid due to the Acetobacter aceti, butyric acid due to the Clostridium butylicum and lactic acid due to Lactobacillus. Yeast like Saccharomyces cerevisiae, it is used in the commercial production of ethanol. So, basically alcohol, organic acids, they are all the result of the microbial activity. Microbes, they are also used for the production of the enzymes. Lipases, they are used in detergent formulations and are helpful in removing oily stains from the laundry. अपने क्लोथ्स पे जब ऑयली स्टेन्स होते हैं, दिस ऑयली स्टेन्स आर रिमूव्ड बिकॉज द डिटर्जेंट्स कंटेन द लाइपेसेस एंजाइम्स. देन we drink the bottled fruit juices, and we know that bottled fruit juices, they are more clear than the natural, or you can say than those which are prepared at home. जो fruit juices canned है या bottled है, and those fruit juices which are prepared at home, उनमें difference है. The bottled juices are more clear than the juices, fruit juices which are prepared at home. So, basically the reason is the proteases enzymes and pectinases enzyme which clear the bottled fruit juices. You must have noticed that bottled fruit juices bought from the market are clearer as compared to those made at home. This is because the bottled juices are clarified by the use of pectinases and proteases. Okay. So, proteases and pectinases, they are added to the bottled fruit juices and they clear the fruit juice. Streptokinase again is an enzyme which is produced by bacterium Streptococcus, and it is modified by genetic engineering and is used as a clot buster for removing the clots from the blood vessels of the patients who have undergone myocardial infarction leading to heart attack. So, जो पेशेंट्स में हार्ट अटैक होता है, नॉर्मली रीज़न क्या होता है कि उनके ब्लड वेसल्स में क्लॉट होता है. सो ये क्लॉट को रिमूव करने का काम करता है स्ट्रेप्टोकाइनेज, एंड दिस स्ट्रेप्टोकाइनेज इज प्रोड्यूस्ड ड्यू टू द बैक्टीरियम कॉल्ड एज द स्ट्रेप्टोकोकस. अनदर बायोएक्टिव मॉलिक्यूल यानी जो अपने को यूजफुल होते हैं. ओके, सो अनदर बायोएक्टिव मॉलिक्यूल इज साइक्लोस्पोरिन ए, जो डिजीजेज होने से बचाते हैं या दे हेल्पफुल इन ट्रीटिंग द डिजीजेज. सो अनदर सच मॉलिक्यूल इज साइक्लोस्पोरिन ए. So, it is used as an immunosuppressive agent in organ transplant patient which is produced by fungus Trichoderma polysporum. Now, जो patients को organ transplant की requirement होती है, so basically organ transplant के में हम दूसरे person के organs use करते हैं. So, when we use the organs of the different person, सो बेसिकली वो अपनी बॉडी के लिए फॉरेन पार्टिकल हुआ, एंड जब अपनी बॉडी में कोई भी फॉरेन पार्टिकल एक्टिव होता है तो अपनी इम्यून सिस्टम क्या होती है, एक्टिव होती है एंड उसके अगेंस्ट काम करना चालू कर देती है. बट अभी ये ऑर्गन तो अपने को रिक्वायर्ड है. हमने देखा था कि ऑर्गन ट्रांसप्लांट में सेल मीडिएटेड इम्यूनिटी प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल, राइट. But again the person requires that organ, though it is a foreign body, still the person requires that organ. So ये टाइम पे वो पर्सन की इम्यून सिस्टम को सप्रेस करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. सो साइक्लोस्पोरिन ए इज़ अ बायोएक्टिव मॉलिक्यूल जो इम्यून सिस्टम को सप्रेस करती है. इट इज़ अ इम्यूनोसप्रेसिव एजेंट एंड ये साइक्लोस्पोरिन के प्रोडक्शन के लिए विच फंगस इज यूज्ड? So it is Trichoderma polysporum. Another product bioactive molecule is statin and it is produced by the yeast which is called as the Monoscus purpureus. So basically उसका काम क्या है? They are used as the blood cholesterol lowering agents. So Monoscus purpura, it is a yeast which produces the statin and statin is used to lower the blood cholesterol level. How the statins work? It acts by competitively inhibiting the enzyme which is responsible for the synthesis of the cholesterol. Now ये statin क्या करता है? जो एंजाइम कोलेस्टेरॉल के प्रोडक्शन करती है वो एंजाइम के साथ वो खुद बाइंड हो जाएगा एंड कोलेस्टेरॉल का प्रोडक्शन नहीं होने देगी. सो दिस आर सम ऑफ द बायोएक्टिव मॉलिक्यूल्स. बायोएक्टिव मॉलिक्यूल्स आर दोज molecules basically which are helpful to the human beings to treat or to safeguard us from some of the infections like streptokinase. Then another is the cyclosporin A, next is the Monoscus purpureus. So these three are the bioactive molecules. So this is how the microbes are used in the industrial productions. I end my lecture here. We will continue with the next part of the chapter in the next video. Thank you, students.